Hello Geminis, welcome to my channel Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me, my name's Annie. Happy to have you all out there with me in YouTube land today. We are going to do what I call your Lil Sips Mini Love Tarot reading. This is just an energy check-in, taking a temperature check, seeing where you're at, where your person's at. So I am going to be rooting for the person you're thinking of. Based on the messages that come out, that's up to you who you want to assign or subscribe those messages to or about. You always have free will. I welcome you to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. You will always be in the driver's seat. But I highly recommend that you only take away the messages that resonate with you, that motivate you, inspire you, confirm what you're thinking or feeling, etc. If anything feels foreign or strange, please do push it aside, drop it like it's hot, as I say. Assume that message is going out to someone else, and then maybe later down the line, it might just resonate for you in a few days, weeks, months, etc. That's my general spiel, Gemini. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Let's see what we can get for you in love. Oh, interesting. The Hierophant wants to be seen. So heavy Taurus energy, and sometimes a marriage card, sometimes contracts and marriage. You know, the key to faith and spirituality. I'm actually being called to say the High Priestess, which is the divine counterpart of the High Priest. So if that's you, maybe you're a Taurus gem cusper. Or the opposite, because I said the High Priestess, which is Cancer, that's gem Cancer cusper. So maybe somewhere in that cozy little threesome, I didn't mean it like that, but Taurus gem Cancer, that might mean something to you. Maybe that's been your dating history, right? Maybe that's going to be featured prominently in someone's birth chart that you meet and end up dating. Particularly a prominence of Taurus in their chart, but yeah, it may involve Cancer as well. So anyway, let's hop into your actual reading. Bottom of the deck is Five of Wands. So this can be zesty, fiery tempers rather, sorry. It can be arguments, it can be conflicts. It can also just be like friendly competition, like wanting to get in there and get in on the action, right? For some of you, it actually kind of feels it doesn't feel aggressive or angry. If I'm going to use the word aggressive, it's more that somebody really wants to get in there with you, if that makes sense. So it could be that there's a lot of like high sex drive is sort of how I would describe that sort of. So interesting. So let's see the person who's coming up here. Actually, bottom of your deck, I just want to check that out too, is the Chariot. Okay, boom. Well, there's that Cancer then. I was going to say, I don't know why I was being called to say that earlier, but confirmed. You have Taurus and Cancer here. Frequently the Chariot is kind of like the car of tarot, so it could involve a road trip, it could involve moving somewhere, it could be someone coming to visit you, or vice versa, you going to visit someone who's at maybe a bit of a distance. If that's the case, there may be some sort of struggle or obstacle getting plans of travel up and off the ground, right? Like, I don't know if you're flying in an airplane or, taking your car. It could be something as simple as, oh, you got a flat tire or this. There's going to be small obstacles, literally in between you guys, but I don't necessarily think it has to do with a lack of love or desire. If anything, the desire is what's fueling you guys to get to each other faster. But yeah, I am sensing obstacles. There's obstacles in between you guys getting together. So let's see what these cards say here. So your person is presenting as King of Pentacles, so possibly dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, potentially a Taurus, very much so. It doesn't have to be a male, but they do possess more masculine traits, if that makes sense. But it's someone who's very reliable, someone who's very responsible, and this person is very attracted to you. And I'm being called to say, Gemini, you like to play hard to get, but they also kind of like that about you too. That's sort of what I mean. Like, there's a fun little competition, or there's like a fun little game for your attention, or something like that. I'm gonna keep going though, because some of my Geminis, it is like this cute little flirty game you play. For others of you, you actually play hard to get because you're not all in. I don't know if you're keeping your options open, or you feel like I almost say the flames are being fanned, but that would be the opposite, right? That would be the explosion of fire. It's the opposite. You feel like it's minimizing, dwindling. Is that the right term? It's almost like the fiery passion you once felt. It feels like it's like it's more strained now for some of my Geminis. Anyway, let's keep going. So yeah, your person, they want a solid future with you. It doesn't have to mean forever, right? But I mean, you did have the marriage card come out, so I am just going to say that for some of you. Your person is interested in you, though. Yeah, they see you as like a prized possession. Or that sounded icky, but you know what I mean. They see you as a someone very valuable in their life. I'll say it that way. So then coming up in their heart, they do have the card of Virgo. They have the Hermit card. Again, sometimes the Hermit it's not like the most coupley, cutesy type vibe. The Hermit is typically independent, like, spiritual growth, spiritual journey, looking inward to find one's true self. So they might be feeling you pulling back a little bit, and I think they do see you as if maybe independent, but again, I think they're questioning if there's room for them in your life and if there's a mutual attraction. That's how I would put it. But in the action, you guys are going to sleep together. Absolutely. Yeah, but okay, so you guys are going to sleep together, but afterwards they're going to text you and you're either not going to text them back or you're going to be very distant. It's like pulling away slowly. It's like you don't want it all to unravel at once. You don't want to pull the carpet out from under them oh, actually this was just like a fling. But yeah, some of you, there's intense sexuality. This could also be a Capricorn. You have literally Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Are you dealing with an earth sign, Gemini? Because these cards say a lot of you are. It's like after you sleep together, maybe if you haven't slept together before, maybe that confirms oh, this isn't as, again, steamy as I thought it was. And the thing is, I think you enjoy the sex. I'm sorry this is so specific and graphic, but you enjoy it, but you're left feeling kind of there's something, you're looking for something more. Four of Cups is not oh my God, this is great. This is this is all right. What else is there? That's sort of what I'm getting. And maybe it's just over time you've had to come to realize that's how you felt. Maybe you weren't even sure yourself, but they're checking in on you almost as a hey, is everything okay? I'm sort of hearing you're acting weird. Is everything okay, Gemini? You have your eyes set on an Aquarius, Gemini, and it's giving you anxiety how to break up with this earth sign. That's for a lot of you. Again, not for everyone, but yeah, you have your sights set on someone else, I think. And I don't think you've even approached this person romantically. So just for my cross watchers, I don't mean to offend. You might be the other person that, Aquarius, I almost said. You might be the other person Gemini is interested in. You might not be the current person. You'll know, right? Gemini, you're psyching yourself out because I don't know, you don't want to hurt this person's feelings. You have trouble confronting them with the truth, but it's almost like making it worse by not dealing with it directly. It's like manifesting inside of you as something kind of, it's tricky. It's anxiety, right? It feels like you're trapped, like you're stuck in a relationship that, I'm not saying you're not happy, but I think you yourself recognize you could be happier. It's missing something. That's how I would describe it. It's okay. It's not bad. It's comfort zone, right? Four of Cups. Any four in tarot is the comfort zone, but we don't want to really look at our love life in terms of, it's comfortable. Or maybe you do, right? This spread is saying you want something more. You want all the dreams and all the hopes and all the wishes, and damn freaking right. Why, essentially it's why are you settling? And I don't think you are. That's the thing. I just don't think you're wanting to tell your current person that, yeah, the coldness they're sensing, they're not crazy. It's not their imagination. So here's the thing. If they come forward and ask you that, maybe don't deny it because it's literally opening the door for you to speak your truth and say what you were thinking. Does that make sense? You have Five of Wands twice. So here's what I'm thinking. This whole scenario of the Taurus and the Cancer, and it doesn't have to be that, but essentially it's a metaphor of you trying to get to the one that you're more committed to, or I suppose it could be distance, but yeah. No, a lot of you need to pretend. I've said this to so many signs. Leave the one you're with to go to the one you're thinking about. That has been an ongoing theme in almost every reading I've done. I just got done doing Sagittarius's. It was that way, and I want to say maybe Capricorn's was the same too. Anyway, so you got a couple kings, yeah, and this could be you, King of Swords. There might be a Pisces that you're thinking about. It might be an Aquarian Pisces cusper. But there's secrets. When it's something about when you're in bed at night, you're thinking of the person you're not next to. So in a sense, there may be multiple people vying for your competition, but I don't know why I'm being called to say this, but it's the blind leading the blind. And by avoiding a truth, by not wanting to see what's really there, you're actually creating more obstacles and anxiety for yourself. So if you were to just take off the mask and see, you're not just taking shots in the dark. What you're about to like smack open is a beehive. Like that's going to sting. That's going to hurt. But it has to do with not wanting to confront or face an awkward truth, which is that I don't think you're all in it with your person. You may be thinking about another air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think in your heart, you in a sense, you want to be free from the status quo. You want to be freed from the comfort zone so you can go after something much bigger and much greater. And I'm going to say more destined, if that makes sense. Yeah, putting an end to something. That's what's coming up in your heart. It's bittersweet. It's not something that ended in a way you would have desired. And I think, I hate to say this, but it's because you don't want to be the bad guy, Gemini. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. But this person likes you. You're the one who has reservations. And I think it's awkward for you to, again, I don't mean to paint or cast a wide net, but these cards are pretty much in line with the story I'm giving you. So it might not be your message this week. But if it is, it's sort of saying you're having trouble confronting a difficult truth, but you already know it to be so. The moon is all about listening to your intuition. If your intuition is telling you to turn a blind eye, but I'm sorry, you're feeling like you should turn a blind eye, but your intuition is telling you you need to face the truth. Otherwise, you're always going to be stuck in this awkward head game. The truth, right? Also a card of Aquarius. A lot of you in Aquarius is playing a very large role in this. Pisces Aquarian, or the opposite really, Aquarius Pisces cuspers. In your action, you're going to move forward with a love offer or follow your cup, follow your heart, follow your intuition to who the universe is actually leading you towards. And for a lot of you with your current person, it's not that you dislike them. I think, if anything, you enjoy the sexual aspect of it. But that, to me, that's sort of where the passion is. And other than that, it fizzles out in the other departments. Like, are they intellectually engaging or stimulating? Are they emotionally there for you? It's like, literally, like, it's just sex. That's sort of what I'm getting from that. There might be another Gemini that you have a lot of love or feeling for, or potentially another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Could also be that you're going to return to someone from the past. It could be return to someone from your past that maybe you've been at a distance. That's exactly what I was getting here with the Chariot and the Chariot and the Hierophant. I'm sorry. Someone you may have been committed to in the past. It could have been through marriage. It could have just been dating. A lot of you are going to return to a fire sign. I did say Gemini though. Maybe there's another Gemini involved. In fact, there likely is for some of you. An Aries, Leo, Sag, or Judgment being a Scorpio card. A lot of you may be at least conversing, sending excited messages to the person that you feel a greater emotional depth for, if that makes any sense. And ultimately, Judgment being a judgment call. A lot of you are going to turn your back on this other person. There's a severing of ways. So it could be with you in a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Even if that's the case, though, some of you have another water sign that you're walking towards. I'll be honest, you have a lot of signs coming up. So, I mean, it's hard to call it on the zodiac signs. But, okay, you have 3 kings. Bing, bang, boom. That's exactly what I'm saying here. You have air, you have earth, and you have water here. Can you see all those? I'm sorry, the lighting isn't great. So there's 3 kings. There's 3 options. You might very well be this king, right? Whether you're male or female, air, that's your elemental. But with all this other air energy coming up, these may be 3. Sorry, as I turned the card the wrong way. You may have 3 options. You may have a water option. You may have an earth option. You may have a, I almost said sword option, air option. You have fire here, but not as strong as the rest. So who do you want to work with? Who do you see as a loyal companion? And then you have Leo. Who's going to make you the happiest? Who is the mother or the father of your children that you're still thinking about reconciling with? Who do you picture as the future mother or father of your children? These are the questions you're being asked, Gemini. Yeah, I think there's a severing of ways, and then there's either a reunion or a fresh start with someone else. If that's the case, it's someone you meet outside of your comfort zone. So it could even be outside of your hometown, outside of your home city, outside of like your normal territory. You may go off on a vacation or on a little weekend trip or this or that. You may meet someone and sparks fly, right? That's what this is. It's like zesty, flirtatious energy where sparks fly very soon, particularly with a Cancer. Interesting. And then I am being called to say Virgo too. Virgo may play some sort of role in this. I feel like I've named every zodiac sign for you, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention Virgo in literally every single Gemini reading, right? Don't you guys always get the Hermit? Which, again, if it's not a Virgo, it's just saying a journey of spirituality, and you do have it twice. You have the Hermit twice. So that's the thing. Maybe you decide to be single for a bit, and maybe you meet someone who's doing the exact same thing, and then you come together, and your spiritual journeys collide, and then it's zesty, fun collaboration for all involved. Maybe it's something like that. All right, Gem, that's what I got for you. It's not a bad reading, but you have decisions to make. And I mean, that's good. It looks like the decision or the deciding factor rests with you. So, yeah, that's what I got. Please like, share, subscribe. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, Gem.